on the phone right now, a regular contributor to the I-95 Ethan and Lou radio show. Works part-time for Fox News radio section, and she's also the owner of the Gong Show Live.
That's right.
Leslie Gold joins us. Hey, Leslie.
Hey, guys. Good to be with you. Wow, what a big week.
Yeah.
There's a big last 24 hours. I mean, I didn't expect to have much to say this morning because I've been so disconnected because Ethan and I have been on vacation, but holy crap.
How about that? I don't know if you were up late enough to watch Donald Trump make his entrance onto the stage at the convention center.
Oh, he's like WWE.
It was unbelievable, right? It was the most amazing entrance ever on any convention stage. It was such a spectacle. I thought he was going to challenge Stone Cold to a WrestleMania title fight when he came out.
Yeah, we made that analogy this morning.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Fog, there was lights. All he was missing was like a dancing bear and like Gloria Estefan like holding his hand.
Right.
Well, I mean, to be accurate about it, if you haven't seen it, it's all over the internet. But the stage was lit with these intense lights that looked like they were tinged slightly blue, so the whole thing looked liquid. And there may have been some fog, and from the wings slowly walks in this hulky but unmistakable silhouette with the helmet hair and the suit. And the second it was visible, you knew instantly who it was. And "We Are the Champions" are blaring from Queen, and the bright lights were flanking him from below. And then he steps out of the light, and a podium rose out of the ground in front of him, and the light and fog behind him morphed into a digital image of crowd holding, Trump signs. It was incredible.
Yeah, I've never seen anything quite like it. And then the night just kept getting weirder. And Scott Baio makes an appearance.
I know.
And I'm thinking, what the hell is going on?
Yes, I know. Well, there's two celebrities that have publicly come out for Donald Trump. One is Scott Baio and one is Antonio Sabato Jr. I guess that's so we can make America hot again. But Donald Trump promised a lot more showbiz than we're getting in the convention, but he's making it up with special effects, I guess. And Melania spoke, his wife, and you have to remember, it's only the second time that she's spoken publicly since the Donald became a candidate.
Right, but
is that why she stole Michelle Obama's speech?
It was just bizarre. Like they completely stole it.
Well, I'm going to disagree with you. I don't think saying work hard and chase your dreams or be nice to people is that not something your father told you or your mother told you growing up? That's not all that original of a thought to begin with.
Oh, sure, I get that. I get that speech has to be that. It has to be that cheerleader sort of obvious statements about and vague things too. So I understand what you're saying, but it's almost word for word.
Yeah, in a passage, I'm giving her a pass on that. I thought she did great. She doesn't seek the spotlight in general. As I say, it's only the second time that Melania has spoke publicly since he became a candidate. And English is a second language for her. I thought the speech was good. She was poised. She's stunning to look at.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, but what I was interested in, I was watching the faces of the people in the convention while she was speaking. And all the women in the convention arena are nodding along with the speech. And the guys are paying rapt attention but didn't hear a word she said.
Right. They're all fantasizing.
Yeah, they're just staring at her, right. And their mouths are hanging open just a little bit. So you could almost read everybody's mind. But I thought that she was competent and charming. I'm giving her a pass.
Okay. You had to stop Trump people on site there. And they were doing, what do they call it, a voice? How is it? How is this? It's
a little bit inside baseball, but I'll explain it this way. In every convention, they create rules, and usually they're more or less the same rules as the last convention with a couple of changes. And adoption of those rules is normally a formality. But this year, nothing is a formality. So the Never Trump people within the party wanted to change the rules to force all 2,472 delegates to have to vote individually in a roll call vote. Well, the RNC rolled right over that and shut them down. What happened was the RNC's presiding officer, he first refused to acknowledge their petition, and then he just launched directly into a voice vote. Now, normally, when you do a voice vote, you go, may I hear the ayes? May I hear the noes? Mm-hmm. The ayes have it. But instead, he made them all shout at once.
Right. So you couldn't
and then he said,
differentiate.
the eyes have it. And he banged the gavel, and that was it. And then bedlam broke loose on the floor for a few minutes.
Yeah, you couldn't differentiate. And then there's so many people arguing that, well, the eyes had it, it was louder. And then other people are saying, no, it was the same volume. But he did. He just blew right through it.
Right. They just steamrolled right over it.
We're talking to
It was
Leslie.
probably a good idea because, I mean, what a nightmare that would have become had they let that play out into a circus.
Oh, they could never do it. It would have been a horrible embarrassment for Donald Trump, who, as we saw, had to enter like a rock star later in the evening. So it wasn't possible that it could happen. The other thing about the Never Trump people within the party, it isn't clear that there's any alternative willing to step up. I mean, if they got somehow derailed Trump's nomination, Ted Cruz isn't standing by ready to go. Marco Rubio isn't standing by ready to go. The Bushes won't even show up at the convention. There isn't a willing successor anyway. So the whole effort is for show.
Talking to Leslie Gould, our Fox News radio correspondent. And because you're an insider, what can we look forward to as the convention continues?
Well, I have no inside information. We will, I'm sure, hear from Mike Pence. We've already forgotten about him.
Right? Yeah, that didn't take long.
Yeah,
Right? He's a, solid pick, a safe pick, a reassuring pick for those in the traditional Republican Party that have been Trump resistant, let me put it that way. So we'll hear from him, and he'll say the usual Republican-y things that you would expect. But Mike Pence was put on the ticket, so people could feel better about boarding the Trump train. If you were someone who the Trump train stopped in front of you and they're like, hey, come on, you're like, I'm not getting on that train. I know it's going to end in a fiery crash. I know where that train is going. I've seen the conductor, and I don't like what he looks like. Well, Mike Pence is now punching your ticket. So for those people who didn't want to get on the Trump train before, it's like, oh, well, Mike Pence is there. He doesn't want to die, so I guess I can get on.
I've never heard of Mike Pence, quite honestly.
Mike Pence is a governor of Indiana. Prior to that, he was a 3-term congressperson
Well, I've never
from
heard
Indiana.
Of Mike Pence, yeah.
Because he's boring. He's boring but reassuring.
You know what I think is funny is, just after digesting all of this morning and catching up with what I did miss last night, and I thought this is insane what's gone on here. How can the Democrats top this? And they've done it. Bernie Sanders supporters are going to protest Hillary's nomination by doing a fart-in instead of like a sit-in. They will fart in unison.
Oh, well, I mean, if that is not a show of unity, I don't know what is. This is what our politics has devolved into, guys, right?
That's
a fart
right.
in and WrestleMania.
Yep. Fantastic. Well, at least we're in great shape, huh? Leslie Gould, thank you.
We'll talk to you next week.
Yes,
Thank you.
we will. Appreciate it. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I love her.
Yeah, she's great.
She is great. Smart, funny, and we're lucky to have her. How did you get her to come on every week?
What?
Beautiful.
What if she didn't have nice boobs? Would you still think?
Listen. I have a massive amount of respect for her. I was a huge fan of her show years ago. So it's got nothing to do with her boobs, although they are delicious looking.
She's got something for me, so that's why I got her on.
Oh, of course, there it
You know what I'm
is.
saying?
There it is. She must love the shirt that makes you look like a plum that you wear every day.
It gets them every time.
That's right.
New flavor, new